And after that countdown, welcome everyone to Wobbly Player Syndrome, your 40k podcast spoken to you by 4 Australians. Oh, that's a good start. Losing words in the first 10 seconds. Yes! It's got to be a record. I'll blame technical difficulty. Clearly, that's what usually rattles us. Hi everyone, how you going?
We can do words.
We can do words?
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's right. We don't need words for a podcast. We'll just show some pictures.
Pretty pictures.
Yeah.
Pictures over the speakers.
Yeah, we'll describe
people's ears.
We'll make it braille or make it really confusing.
Yes, while we dance for our amusement.
Yes. We have the usual crew here. We have Michael. Michael. Very formal. Sorry.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Hi.
We have Sir Adam. Making it very formal now.
Why not?
That's it that he's got. Why not? That's all he's got.
Yeah.
I was half expecting you to say, I'm not a sir, I work for a living.
And we got the very formal Safe Work Mark.
Hey, everybody.
And of course you got here Greg. How you going? How's everyone going? It's halfway through spring and I'm wearing a frickin' jumper. What the hell?
Yes.
You got to get those winter blasts out of the system before it gets hot.
It's
Yeah,
So Melbourne
the
was
weather
absolutely beautiful in the past 4 days.
Yeah, like country Victoria wasn't too bad.
I played cricket yesterday out in the open, in the sunlight. There wasn't any. It was overcast and it was freezing. We were all trying to huddle together, just get out of the wind. Yeah. It's a good team bonding experience. What happened there we'll never speak of. That's a different podcast.
Back on the pile. Yeah.
Rook takes queen.
That's what you do between innings in cricket, right? You rub your balls.
That's it. Yeah. Offer to help with someone's cup. It's great. Yeah.
And then you bang them on the cricket bat.
Yeah. We're going to talk about 40k because I think we'll be better there.
Moving right along.
Yeah, moving right along. If you are joining us, you should know spring. It's 40 degrees Joker's way. Yeah, okay. Fine. Thanks, Joker. I didn't need to know that. Joining us tonight, of course. No, we already said all that. What I'm trying to get at is we have a a listener survey out. It's just been released today. It is in the description of this episode, whether you're watching it through Twitch, YouTube, and we'll link it to the description on the podcast itself. We want to hear from you folks. We want to hear what makes us so wonderful that you can't get enough of us. And if you're saying we need to get rid of someone, you can let us know too.
Bye.
Yeah.
I'm going.
But please, if you could take the time and have a look at that survey, that would be wonderful. It's also in the Discord if you're part of the Discord team. Right. Let's move on to the usual stuff. The usual stuff is we surprised him. New releases.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I've just been living in a time warp this last fortnight. School holidays. It's a hell of a drug. So what do we had? We had the Drukhari fairly recently. So we had like Codex Drukhari, we had Lady Malice, we had the new Battle Force, their Combat Patrol, their racks, their data cards, all that shit.
Yeah.
Then we also got the new Krieg Combat Patrol. And then we got Codex Imperial Knights, along with the rebox of the Imperial Knight into 2 different boxes.
Yeah.
One with the Defender bits in it and one with the Preceptor bits in it.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yes. Oh, look, I'm excited about the Drukhari. I don't think anyone who's ever watched any of the battle reports when I've played Drukhari would expect me to say I'm excited to see the Codex, because I lose, and sometimes I even lose badly. Yeah, I can't wait. Mine's still in transit, so I have to wait, but we'll have a battle report up hopefully this week, and you can join in and watch that one.
Cool. We also got some other bullshit that came out since the last one. Aethon Shan, the new emo boy for the Raven Guard. Darnath Lysander got a new model. The Combat Patrols for the 2 Wayward chapters that they belong to. The Sectar robots, which Greg already has had. And the new Nemesis Dreadnought model came out as well, along with a new Kill Team beginner set.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the real thing, Greg, is did you see that Warhammer Quest announcement they made?
moving
I'm
on.
very excited.
Had to sneak it in, didn't you? Yeah.
Because Warhammer Quest is great.
I don't disagree. Wrong place. Come on.
Any place is a Warhammer Quest place. You just have to try hard enough.
Yeah, that's it. All right, cool. That's new releases. Not that exciting. Even the you got.
I know. I've been looking forward to that Imperial Knight.
Jakari. I just said I was excited about it. Now I'm saying I'm not that excited. A man of mystery. I've got too much spare time on my hands. Clearly. Moving on. Let's go on to some hobby progress, shall we? Unless you want to talk more about Drakari, yeah, because we don't get to talk about them very often because nobody wants to. No, fine. Go, battle reports. No, the other one. Oh my god. Please work. It's working. Oh, it's working. There it is. Alright, I've been painting Drakari. What a surprise. Trying to get them done before
You completely lose interest.
Yes.
Ooh, okay, that made me jump. Thank you, Ismael, for your resub. Oh man, I did jump. That's good. That was loud. Appreciate that. So yeah, painting Drakari before I lose interest. No, before the battle report, bastards. I finished off some Cabalites, and I almost finished up some Incubi, which I didn't put up there. And I have also been doing Araman, which he pops up there too. He's not done. But he'll be ignored because I've got to finish Drakari before the weekend. I'm excited. There you go. That's my hobby progress. Oh, that was loud. And I got radio mic.
Yep. I've mostly been kind of assembling some of my older Imperial Knights that I've had laying around for ages, and the new Imperial Knight Defender, and trying to paint them. But being an idiot, I haven't posted any pictures of like any of what I've done with them, which I didn't really realize until just before we were going live. And I also started up painting up my Imperial Nobles Blood Bowl team in the same colors that I wear when I'm doing medieval fencing.
Nice.
Yeah, which was an interesting experiment.
Out of curiosity, what is the knight tally up to?
I think 39 we got up to, plus 7 Chaos ones.
We'll have to have a special episode just when you hit 50 or something. I don't know. Yeah, the 50th
Grand
anniversary.
tour through the knight army.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Night Swatch episode.
Look, I could totally understand why there's that many because I'm addicted to them and I'm not even close to that. But they're just so cool models and I love putting them together.
Well, yeah, like I already had Acherons and Castigators in the old resin ones, and when they brought out the new plastic one, I was like, well, I'll get a second one, you know. So I've got a plastic one and a resin one. I didn't buy a plastic Lancer though because I already have 2 fucking resin Lancers, so I don't need. I don't really think I'll ever try and run 3 of them.
Just waiting for floor hammer. When's your next floor hammer?
Oh god, we haven't had a floor hammer in forever.
We better fix that. Speaking of floor hammer, let's move on to battle reports. Great idea, Greg. You're welcome.
That's what they all say.
First fight. Oh, god damn, it's me. Death Guard. I brought out a very different list of Death Guard to fight against Anthony's Blood Angels. We streamed this last week? No, the week before. If you were there, you could see how well it went for the Death Guard. It didn't. Yeah, I failed a 6-inch charge twice. And then they charged me. And then I was dead. And then the game was ended. And that was a big win for the Blood Angels. 49-20 at the end, at the top of turn 3, turn 4. I don't think. No, I did make it to turn 4 because I was determined to, even with the one figure I had on the table, just so I could say, yeah. So that went well. Lessons, yeah, don't run that list and don't fail 6-inch charges for fuck's sake. Number 2. Oh, good. It's now the Emperor's Children versus Drakari.
Oh,
Adam can talk about that.
and how did that go?
Adam could
Let's
talk
just
about
say-
that.
Remember back, we rewind about a couple of minutes ago when Greg says when he loses Drakari, he loses really bad. Yeah, he lost really bad. In fact, I think he made it to double figures. I think.
I
I'd have to
did.
look at the ladder.
31 to 90.
The Emperor's Children was, well, when you run two demon princes of Emperor's Children, which are, in my opinion, is the best demon princes in any of the demons groups. When you charge, you do mortal wounds on charge. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's amazing. The demon princes held up their life. You know, they're the MVPs and the one-sided MVP. So they had two MVPs, and poor Greg, his Drakari just did not live that well. And it didn't help that my shooting was quite good as well.
Yeah, I tried to run the wages one where it had some Harlequins, and I didn't know how to play Harlequins, and it showed. So, come on,
gotta say,
Drakari,
I'm not super surprised. You got like a glass cannon versus a faster glass cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there was two demon princes and I think a keeper of secrets running with them as well. So, you know, they were empowering everything and everything was empowered. So it was just unbelievable. Having the demons in that detachment
That
is unbelievable.
free, what's it called? Hammer of Wrath or something like the Wrath. Yeah, the impact, the synergy impact, the free.
Oh, the
Yeah.
demon, the mortal wounds, and you roll
The chariot hits.
however much. Yeah,
Oh my god, that's
yeah, but
brutal.
on a demon prince,
Yeah,
Hmm.
and you roll
for free.
however. So if you've got 10 wounds, you roll 10 dice on a 4+. You score a mortal wounds up to 4 mortal wounds.
Yeah, which is great against a 5-person squad. Yeah, that wasn't pleasant. So I've moved that on, and we'll ignore it until the new codex, and then we'll have our revenge. I don't want to play Emperor's Children this week, though. Don't think I can handle that, because I think the last time I played Drakari before that was Emperor's Children again, and it was a similar result. So I'm done with them. No more pink in this house. Gone.
Mine are pink and black.
Yeah. No.
Not pink, it's lightish red.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, new book. It'll be a new adventures.
It's melon.
Or salmon.
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 It's magenta.
It's a pain in the ass. That's what it is. All right, and I do know that Anthony played some games on the weekend, which has put him into second place on the ladder. Just had to say that too. So Adam goes, "What the fuck?"
No, I saw his games.
Yeah. So there has been some change.
I nearly played a game on the weekend, but I ran into my eternal opponent. The fact that Jolt closes earlier on a Sunday than I remember.
Oh.
So I did Space Marine VR instead with my opponent.
Oh, that's so cool. I was thinking we should do that as a group. That's cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Cool. We'll work.
I'd never done
Maybe
VR
offline.
before, but it was pretty cool.
Do that on. Yeah, so he's played games and he's now second on the ladder. Oh, and because they played a couple of games, Michael, you are now at risk of losing the wooden spoon.
Lol.
And
So-
like I can swoop in with a couple of tawny games
Yeah,
and snatch defeat from the
That's
claws
it.
of victory.
that's it. We do have a tournament coming up at the start of November, so that should be interesting to see how that goes. And they will go towards the ladder because it's basically internal guys and girls playing
Yeah.
anyway. Yeah, should be fun. All right, should we have a break and then move on to the subject, which I haven't even mentioned in this whole talking stuff? We're talking Math Hammer. If you don't know what that is, you've got the ad break to work it out. All right, folks, be right back.
In the grim darkness of the far future, your wardrobe is probably pretty boring. Fear not. Red Belly has unleashed a range of grimdark merch, perfect for hobby nights, battle reports, and every roll of the dice. Show your colours, wear your war stories, and help support the word of Wobbly player syndrome. Join the cause, wear the legend, scan the QR code, or check the links in the description. Forge your style.
Yeah, I was pre-warned that
Welcome
if
back.
there's a ramp in front of you, just walk forward.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed those subtle hints to go and support the podcast. No way does it finance us. Come on. Just buy the shirts. Look at the beautiful yellow one there that Michael's wearing. Yeah, you hearing that, all the podcast listeners? Look at that yellow shirt.
Yeah. Look at the yellow shirt. Listen to me wear this shirt.
Yeah, ASMR
He said,
shirt.
rustling.
This rustling is the sound of quality.
You can,
Yeah.
that definitely sounds yellow. Yes. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. You can hear
Sounds
the golden
like
shine.
a t-shirt.
Brilliant.
It's the golden shine of the Emperor.
Yeah, you get closer to it and it's like a Nernroot. It goes.
Okay, so shall we talk about the topic of the month, which is Math Hammer? What's Math Hammer?
Math
Something
Hammer.
I don't do.
Using statistics to improve your odds of doing things in the game.
Essentially, yes. Yeah? Michael, your version?
Well, I mean, it doesn't improve your
No.
odds. It's so that you know what the odds are, so that you can take better options. Is the idea?
Yeah. And you can take it to the extreme when you're building a list and you start using the Math Hammer to work out, especially if you know who your opponent is, you sort of go, if I take this, then I have this many attacks and this, the likelihood of getting all the wounds and stuff like that. That's your math hammering side of things. Trying to work the odds in your head.
I prefer to be Han Solo and never tell me the odds.
Yeah. I will let the dice tell the story. So I stole that from someone else's site. So Math Hammer, yeah. I think we have... I know we used to have a person in our group who was very Math Hammer. They didn't last long in the group. But they dealt because of the Math Hammer, because they just did not fit in the group. I think we have one person who takes stats quite seriously that I can think of. We'll build a list to the most top end, make sure he gets the most amount of shots, the most amount of damage possible, regardless of any sort of fluff or anything like that. And it hurts. When we play against it, it does hurt. Doesn't always guarantee him a win, but it hurts. Yeah. So we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the other bits of what Math Hammer is. So if you are listening, please let us know if you've ever math hammered, or if you are a math hammerer, or if you just go, what's Math Hammer? You're crazy talking. Yeah, that's pretty true as well. And ever come across, you used to play tournaments, didn't you, Mike?
Yeah.
Anyone come across that sort of cracked their odds as
Oh.
hardcore mofos as possible?
Oh yeah, you can't avoid it. If you play in enough tournaments, you run across a bunch of guys like that. I've even had people kind of look at Army and go, why would you ever take that? That's the most inefficient, option that unit can take. Blah 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 blah. You get 0.5 in it, dude, because it looks cool.
Yeah.
They don't like that answer.
Especially if you win with it.
Yeah.
Yes, they especially don't like that answer then.
Just expand on when they're talking about that 0.5 difference. That's what we're talking about, the Math Hammer side of things. So
Yeah, it's when you're looking at, well, if I take these guns on these guys, then I will kill, half of an extra Marine a turn if I'm firing at Marines, but I will be like twice as effective if I'm firing against Guard. So do I think I'm going to fight Marines, or do I think I'm going to fight Guard? Which, where will I point my efficiency at? That kind of thing.
Yeah. Sounds like a lot of work.
It is. And prediction. Like it feeds into the meta stuff, because you need to know, in order for it to actually really work, you need to know the type of armies you're going to be fighting against. Like, the three categories, I think, are usually Terminator equivalent, Marine equivalent, and Guard equivalent in terms of like armor saves and toughness.
Okay. Vehicles don't fit in there?
Oh, well, anti-vehicle is anti-vehicle.
True. That's usually how it works, yes.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
they will do that to determine which anti-vehicle is the most efficient anti-vehicle of the options available. So to be like, using NIDS as an example, it's whether a Tyrannofex is more efficient than, spore mine launcher or something like that.
Yeah, same kind of thing. If you're in a meta where there's a lot of like light vehicles where they're rocking like toughness 7, then you will aim your efficiency at dealing with toughness 7 vehicles. If there's a lot of toughness 8 and higher vehicles, then you will take different anti-armor options for that. But usually you hear the argument around Marines, Terminators, and Guard. Usually.
Yeah, I've seen. I think it's Prospect Tactics uses a lot of the times is the death ratio or the kill ratio versus against those things. So he also has vehicles in there too. So I'm always intrigued at how many people actually go, "Oh, that does more damage against Terminator. I must fit this in." I don't do that. I go, I play Salamanders. How many flamers can I fit? Yeah.
Well, you have a special weapon that your army buffs, though, so obviously that changes everything.
+1 to wound. Yeah, it helps. Yes. Yeah. But I also run Drakari and there's no help me there, so... Full witch cult. That's not Math Hammer. That's just suicide. Yeah. So, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, who among us has not engaged in a little bit of Math Hammer? I did it in Heresy a little when I was doing the Zone Mortalis. I was like, hey, if I'm Dark Angels, we have this bullshit ammunition and we have these bullshit rules. If I fucking spam veterans and give them all the fucking acid rounds, they'll be horrifying monsters if I give them all sniper, and I just annihilated people with that. So
is there a difference between math hammering and then just building? I don't know how to word this one. Like, I build a list, but yeah, I don't really ever think I'm math hammering, but sometimes I go, oh, well, okay, if I got to have 30 shots because of the flamers, I should be able to do some damage. I'm not going to go, I must take 30 flamers to make sure I do damage.
Yeah, but it's a very different thing to going, okay, this is my average wound count for those 30 flamers, and going, well, that's unacceptable. I'm going to switch to some other weapon because I get 5 more.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the level of the math hammer. It is.
Like meta chasing, it's a spectrum. There's people who are like, they'll think about it a little bit, and they might make some minor choices, like change the special weapons in a squad or something like that. And then there's people who will like, no, the entire army will be crafted in order to, maximize the ratios. And I will plan out exactly what the army does before I get to the table.
Yeah,
that's
and
what
it's this unit does this thing, this unit does this thing, and it will be planned in minute detail.
So, with the win for the LVO, I think it was, with the guard, that was over 200 infantry on, that's math hammering in a different way, right? I think he was
That's
going,
actually
I've
really
got
funny.
200 plus figures, you can't kill them all.
Yeah, it's funny because me and Nathan have actually talked about running a guard army where you kind of spam guard on the idea that people can't fucking kill you before the game ends. And that guy has clearly taken that same idea and then math hammered on top of that to be like, what are all of the... Because he has a whole bunch of different abilities that feed together and does all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah, it wasn't
and
all
that's
just
really cool.
Yeah, it was a mix of stuff.
He's kind of taken the anti-meta choice and gone, how can I math hammer this to be nasty?
Yeah, because there's a lot of guns out there that those one-shot tank killers. Well, it's pretty useless against one person wearing a singlet. Yeah,
they're like, haha, one shot, one kill, and it's like, yeah, but I got a lot of dudes.
Yeah, there's my mate here. He'll come over. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to hit you with this one shot. Strength 14. Mate, I'm tough to 3.
Yeah, I'm wearing my singlet. What do you want?
Oh, one hit?
Okay.
All right, I'll just take that one model off.
Yeah.
I need
A pie plate, my
199.
kingdom for a pie plate.
It would potentially get to the point where you'd actually be wanting him to kill most of your models just so that you don't have to roll a bucket of dice every turn.
Well,
I know I got that way with Nids.
When I first heard it, I went, oh my god, just the movement phase. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I would be massively shocked if he wasn't using like apocalypse style clusters
Yeah,
of 5
trays.
movement trays.
Yeah.
Or ruler. Now I'm just going to move these guys 6 inches.
Just push. Little bumper bar.
Well,
Yep.
you do the old Chinese container lids,
Yeah.
like we used to do back in OG Warhammer.
That's it.
Or he may have done it like me that one game. Movement phase? What's movement phase? Oh shit! I should have done that.
You totally forgot. That was funny. Yeah. It just went straight to the shooting. Went, all right, sure.
He possibly could have done that. He's just like he got
To
on
be
his
fair,
points.
movement with guard is usually not a good idea.
I too owned a dwarf army for Warhammer.
Yeah, same. Yeah, we got a bit astray. But okay, so you're usually doing that math hammer. Excuse me. When you're building your list, right? Let's try to get the most efficiencies possible, points per unit with their output. I assume that's how it works. You go, if they're a 20-point unit, but they have a good high output, sweet, you're in. But other way around, not so much. So if the I don't know, I can't see Baneblade being a really good math hammer unit because a big unit can die fairly simple because it has any invulnerables.
And for its size and cost, it doesn't have that many guns.
Yeah,
Compared to some other
you
things.
might as well run
Like,
a Rogal
a lot
Dawn.
of
Yeah,
yeah, that's why everyone does run fucking Rogal Dawns.
yeah.
The new stuff is better at doing the new thing than the old stuff is.
Except you make it a full model. Not bitter about
It's
that.
so they could escape underneath.
Yeah, that's their escape hatch. Yeah, you
You
can
don't
see them
need a
inside. Just
floor.
Or
watch
the
the space.
commissars. So the commissars don't see them running away.
Yeah.
But that's
No
a
one's
different
going to
story.
shoot you through the floor. Come on.
I mean, you know, we can't complain too hard. Did you see the picture of the tactical rhino? Like, there's holes all through that rhino. I'm having to put extra panels into it because I can't just use it because it doesn't have fucking sides on the bottom of it because you don't see them on a normal rhino.
Yeah.
But when the rhino's laying on its side on the fucking ground, then you see all the holes in it.
Yeah. Anyway.
So it's not a new thing.
So we've jumped around again.
They were math hammering the
hammering.
plastic ratios.
So when it gets to the table, you've math hammered this list to the max side. Someone needs to talk. I'm just going to choke to death.
Yep. So, yeah, I guess you're talking about whether or not someone bothers to kind of math hammer in the moment and try and mentally calculate it.
Yeah, I just tried to hit the mute button, realised the microphone's over there. Yeah, wrong.
We didn't hear
you
you.
did. You did the spatial mute button. You moved away from the microphone.
Yeah, I did. So
You
what I
turned
was
away
trying
from
to
the
say,
microphone to breathe.
once you've math hammered everything and you've got your list ready to go, you get to the table. And then you face 200 Imperial Guard. And you basically go, well, fuck. Yeah? So, how... I guess what I'm trying to go is, how much return do you get when you math hammer? Compared to, I've got the most elite list I can think of, I've got da-da-da-da, and you turn up, especially if it's a tourney you don't know you're getting, you could turn up and it's going to be Imperial Knights, or it could be 200 Guardsmen. For me, my head is going, doesn't matter what you've done, it's the dice is going to be the dice.
I would like
I mean,
to
the dice are
think
going to be the dice, but the whole... Sorry.
No, I'd like to think you're apples and oranges. You're going on a big tournament. You kind of like know exactly the other people that you play with because they'll be in the same tournaments and stuff like that. So you kind of sit there going, well, Gary always brings knights and he always brings this, so you'll be able to do that. Whereas casual games, you can't really do the math hammer because some of us have multiple armies, but then it also depends on the luck of the dice, is what Michael was saying. So I'll let Michael keep going.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, the luck of the dice is the luck of the dice,
Yeah.
but the whole point of Math Hammer is trying to minimize the effect luck has. You know, so you would do things like you would go, I'm going into a high-end tournament, the current effective meta is this, you know, there will be these 8 armies. They will be overrepresented. I will design my army to kill those 8 armies. Then even if I lose against the other armies, as long as I kill these armies enough, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very much like just, you know, sacrificing some things in order to maximize your points in other ways is a really common thing to do.
Yeah, and it feeds into that whole math hammer ethos as well, because like not only are you like calculating your odds of, killing stuff on the table, but you're also calculating your odds of winning the tournament depending on a certain number of losses and stuff. So like the people who go really hardcore into this, they're math hammering from like a macro level all the way down to a micro level.
Yeah, they're going to be math hammering who am I going to be playing? They're going to be math hammering what are the types of armies that are in the current meta, and then they're going to be math hammering their own army to fight those armies, and then they're going to be doing rough math hammer to deal with in what situations do I do what during the game.
And
they're also doing the math, and they're also doing the math hammering, going, now I'll have a stratagem here, and I'll be able to spend 1 CP on this stratagem, which will give me more bonuses, which will make the math. Instead of taking 2 models off, I'm now be able to take 4 models off without even taking the luck out. You already know, they already know that, and they've already played it in their head over and over and over that game. They already know exactly, and then you throw something out of left field and their game's completely shot, because their math hammer was so calculated that, I'm going to charge you. Well, but that's not what I thought. But I'm going to charge you. But why? I'm going to tie you up.
You do sometimes run into people like that where they have over-engineered everything to the point where the minute the plan changes, they're fucked. I have run into people like that. It is kind of funny when it happens.
I was going to ask, is that the math hammering to the nth degree, does that lose the flexibility? So when you're on the table, if it doesn't go the way you expect it to go, are you just screwed?
Well, it depends, yet again, on how hard you do it. Like, when I have engaged in the math hammer, I will usually be like, these units need to do these things. These units focus on these threats. These units are good against these things. So, yeah, even if you do something unexpected, I will go, okay, cool. Which unit in my table responds to that? Something on the table responds to that threat you've given me, and I already know which unit should be responding to that threat, and so I will do that.
Okay. So does the game with the secondaries sometimes stuff that up? Like you got to.
If you're playing
actions?
with random secondaries, then you're totally fucked.
Yeah.
This is why tournament players, in my experience, don't like the random card things, because they can't predict it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of liked those kind of draw your cards, get random stuff, because it means it's a much more reactive game.
Yeah, it comes down to your reactions and stuff like that, not just what's on the paper.
Yeah, because I don't think many tournaments do the randomised secondaries and stuff. Usually they've got like a set scenario.
No, the secondary cards, the ones you draw. Yeah.
Do they ones where you pick the ones at the start of the game, or do they do the draw randomly during it? Then again, I haven't played the new mission pack. I'm talking about
cards.
Leviathan.
They use the tactical missions. Yeah, so you draw the cards.
But you can still, like, if I'm playing against you, you can still play strategic and play the ones in your codex or the core, and I go, nah, I'm doing the tactical, and let the cards decide.
Sorry, there's no secondaries in codexes. I just want to make sure we're talking about the same
but your secondaries
that will suit my army. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fixed
but
ones.
The core ones, the fixed ones, you play that, but then I turn around and go, yeah, congratulations, you're going fixed. I'm going tactical, I'm leading the cards. Choose.
It's dangerous doing fixed.
It'd be interesting to see how that would go.
Sorry. I interrupted then. Sorry.
I'd be interested to see how the fixed go with someone doing math, going, all right, this is the fixed, and now you're playing someone that's
most of the things where I've looked at people doing math hammer around tournaments like that, they assume that if possible, they will pick fixed, so they know what their objectives are, because they're designing their army to do a thing, and they don't want to pull cards that don't do that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. We've got a tournament coming up. Taking notes. Yeah.
Remember the tag team tournament? I did this at the tag team tournament.
Yeah. I remember that. It was very devastating. Okay. We didn't think too long about our list compared to someone else.
Yes.
That's fine. It's fine.
I was like, I lose a lot. I feel like I should prove that I don't need to.
That's fine. Yeah, it's an interesting part with the tactical and fixed cards because it's just fixed. Yeah. Then when you select assassination because you've got a lot of precision, you come up against a unit that's got no characters again. Wow, shit. Yeah. So it makes it interesting. So
yeah, and that's where the math hammer comes in because they go, what in the meta, what is the statistical likelihood that I will come up against that army?
Yeah,
and they will make that decision based on the probability.
That's fair enough because Eldari is going to be out there and they're probably running the host with all the characters in it. So yeah. I'm assuming if you went fixed, you wouldn't have to say with the same fixed per match.
Well, as I said, I haven't fought in a tournament in a while, but yeah, usually you would pick them per match.
Yeah,
not,
I've never seen them
the ones
play
I keep.
fixed. I've only seen what are they called? The random ones, whatever they called that one. Tactical. Anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. We'll be playing tactical in ours, by the way.
Okay, cool.
Without
just normally
the
the general rule, unless they specify, is that you can pick which of the two you're doing, tactical or fixed, and both players can do different things.
Oh, sorry. The cards we play, if you want to go fixed, go fixed. You're not there, you don't care. But yes. Yeah, cool. It's alright, going on for it. Alright, you're at the tabletop. You've got a scenario, you've got your units in front of you, you've got people trying to shoot you, and you're going to try and math hammer. Should I shoot with this unit or should I shoot with this unit? Which one's going to be the better unit to shoot with? Are you trying to work that out? Or you already have the math hammer to the max in your head and said, no, they are more... This is what you're talking about. They are more used to shooting a Terminator than the squad over. That is what their roles. That is what they're off to do.
Yeah, and I would think that a lot of the hardcore math hammer people would take a look at the unit and instantly know whether that's a target or not.
Whether to take the risk.
Where you might, wind up in the spectrum, as it were, is, some dude, I don't know what this unit is. Let me run some calculations quickly.
It's a great segue. How do you run those calculations
There's
quickly?
an app for that.
Yeah, it's a great segue. So this is one of the things that popped in, sort of this reason why it came up is because there is an app out there, and it's called a depth roll, and it is for math hammering. You can write down how many attacks you have, what strength, what your ballistic skill is, or weapon skill, and you write down who you're up against, and it gives you a percentage of the likelihood of how many deaths you'll have, and a whole lot of other stats. I'm just picturing someone at the table doing that. I'm going, mate, can you just roll the fucking dice?
Yeah, like I think if I was waiting for my opponent to select which unit to fire and they pulled out an app and started calculating that, I think the first words out of my mouth would be, really?
Yeah.
Fucking really?
Yeah. I guess that app's there for when you're building your list, but...
Yeah, it's coming the raw prawn to pull it out mid-game. But I mean, it could be useful, especially in an educational sense, like if you're teaching a new player or trying to teach someone how to math hammer.
Oh, interesting.
You could show them. You would say, look, we're in this situation, right? This unit's good for that. And they'd say, really, why? And you say, well, look here. And you'd show them on the app.
That's not a bad idea. I can't see that. But instead you go, don't run your witches at Terminators. Why not?
Yeah.
And you're much more receptive to somebody doing that in a educational setting than, Rando plays 40k with you and it's like, oh, hang on, I'll just run this through my app.
Yeah.
And you sit there while he fills out 15 forms of stats to go, oh, yeah, I'm not going to do this catastrophic mistake. I'll go do this thing instead.
And I mean, I've definitely been in a situation sometimes where I'm playing someone and they're just like they say, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm like, really? Are you sure about that? That's a really bad idea.
Right. So,
and it could be useful to be able to explain to them why that's a bad idea if you want to actually help them get better at the game.
For the visual people, that's the app. All right. You can see it really unclearly. It's good. But what I can put in how many attacks, say we've got a squad of 5 Marines, well, they get 3 attacks each. So it's at 15 attacks. And they got to hitting on 3s. Their strength is 4, AP, we'll say 1, damage 1. Right. So that was easy. And they're up against, who are they going to be fighting against? How about some Nids?
Yeah, some Termagants.
Yeah, was that toughness 3?
3.
How many wounds per termagant? 1.
1.
How many in a unit?
24.
24. Saving throw?
6 plus.
No invulnerable?
No.
Alright, hitting them with the swords. Alright, and we're working it out. It's calculating. It is saying that an average... So there's 5 Marines, I said, didn't I? Yeah. 5 Marines,
Yeah, I think so.
on average, will kill 6.7 termagants with their chainsword.
Per turn.
80% confidence of at least 5. So minimum 5 will be killed. That's what this app is telling me. And I can even hit it saying, explain the results, and it'll tell me why. And I do that, and it says, because. See, it's a... it does. It has
It explains the probability of it.
Yeah, it explains the probability about it. The defender models, they didn't do so well. Yeah, poor guys. So,
But yeah, and
Be
you can
interested.
also
Can you easily like flip it around so that you could see how the termagants would go against the?
that is a great question.
that would be an awesome functionality.
Yeah, it would be. I can't see that in my 5 seconds of using this app.
Well, evidently it's not there.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Feature
it's
request.
got a lot of detail in it. It's even got the roll info. So it's going to tell you, yeah, required hit 3 up, wounds 3 up, effective AP is -1, effective save that the others are getting a 7+. So it's not going to do well for them. Yeah. So it's got some information there. It was fairly quick to put that in, but again, if someone pulled that out to work that out, I'd be going, what? What are you
Especially
doing?
if they're asking to read your codex or something to
Well, that's
get
the other
those
part.
stats.
Yeah, I feel that it's only really that high end because people who know other armies, so the people who know what the meta army is and what's in, it's like, it's good to know what the meta arms. I know what the meta army is in, but I don't know what's in them and how they behave specifically.
Well, this is why back when I used to play tournaments, I owned every single codex.
When they were affordable,
Which I don't
so did
bother
I.
to do anymore.
Yeah. No, when they were affordable back 3rd and 4th, I had every codex too because they were, yeah, I want to know. Yeah, it was great. Now at $100 a pop, piss off.
It's a bit crazy. But yeah, like you can also, going back to the Imperial Guard swarm, you can also math hammer for things like I'm making a tar pit unit. How many turns can my tar pit unit survive against what?
Yeah.
So you know, do I throw this tar pit against that? Or will that thing, or is that thing the only thing in their army that will actually kill the tar pit before the game ends?
Or was that type it got a staff that will take down a knight with it? Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking psycho. And then sometimes the stats kick you in the nuts.
Yeah.
And the psycho hits you in the balls with his fucking psychic staff when you try to tread on him with an Imperial Knight.
Yeah. It's good times.
Yeah.
But we've all had those games. It doesn't matter how much math hammer. I've had Snotling bases take down Terminators. I'm going, what? How did that happen?
You've probably heard me complain before about this one game at CanCon where I played Nathan, and I was using Deathwing, and I just lost like my whole army almost straight away. He just rolled up with Space Wolves getting out of Rhinos, and they just bolt gunned my guys to death. It's like, oh, cool, 6 wounds. Okay, yeah, they're Terminators. 6 once. You know.
Well, that's the problem with Math Hammer, right? It's those rolls. Like that game, was it the Jakari game? I think it was the worst rolls I've had for a very, 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 very long time. It wouldn't matter. Oh, they weren't going to win anyway, but it didn't matter how much.
Well, every time you complain about failing a charge, I remember that first game I played you with the Repulsor, where your Terminators failed to charge my Repulsor multiple turns in a row from 2 inches away.
Yeah, that's because the Repulsor had that repulsing...
-2 to the charge range, yeah.
Yeah. They don't have that anymore. Thank God for that.
No, they do not. I miss it.
Yeah. Good. All right, so... You have done some math hammering in your tournament days.
Yeah, back in the day, I'd do a little bit of it, depending on how competitive I was feeling.
Yeah. And Mark, Adam, do you ever maybe not to the full extent of math, but do you work out the odds like that when you're building your lists?
Generally, no. I mean, I've like my Gantt bomb is an example of where I had heard that the math hammer was favourable, but it wasn't ever to the point of actually going and calculating the stats. It was like, oh yeah, I mean, 72 shots of, of termagant fire onto most medium units is just going to melt them.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't matter whether you have AP or not. So, but no, I don't think I've ever really gone to the full, like, calculating the stats type deal.
Yeah.
I definitely do not think that far in advance. I will rock up with whatever I have, and as I glue the model, I've gone, oh, power fist, ooh, chainsword. I don't
Just
like
follow the rule of cool.
What? Yeah, exactly. But I do kind of like do a little bit like, all right, what type of weapons? Oh, Maltas, stuff like that. Yes, but I don't sit back on now. That is X amount of shots. I will be able to kill these things easily. It's more of that's what I glued.
Yeah. One disadvantage I find with the current all the equipment is free way that 40k works is it really makes me twitch when I'm building a new model and I'm like, I should give it this loadout because that sword is just better in every scenario than the much cooler looking, power fist or this gun that he can take is really cool, or I can give him a bolt pistol and they're the same cost.
Yeah. Look, with my Lord Executioner and the Emperor's Children, power spears. Why would I go a power sword when he's got a power spear?
The spear is just
so
better.
much better.
And his sword is worse than other guys in the army's exact same sword. If he had the same sword that the other guys have, the sword would be a better option. But he has a weirdly weak sword for no reason, so his spear is the best option.
Did I math that? No, I looked at the codex going, the spear is much better. So why would I go, yes, the sword would look cool with his hand, but the spear is much better. So I have Lord Executioners with spears. But yeah, that's about the only thing I do the math by going, that has a better strength, that has more attacks.
Yeah, spears and whips like every good party.
Exactly. That should be a lot better than a sword.
Yeah.
That's as far as I go.
That's about the extent I go. I'm building a gladiator at the moment. I was going to do a valiant because it's the one with the multi-malters because I run salamanders. Yeah, and they went, oh, everyone's running lancers. Why is that? Oh, it's got a 14 strength las cannon. That would be the smart thing to do. No, fuck it. I'm salamander. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, like I did a little bit of it with my when I played Space Wolves at CanCon, and I got the lowest comp in the entire tournament for my army composition. I took shit like, I was like, okay, I'll take this minimum size unit of Wolf Scouts, give them as many melters and one-shot things like, combis and stuff, and their job was to appear behind a tank that was worth more points than them and kill it in one turn, and then get killed. Or the Dreadnought. It's like, okay, yeah, if I put a Dreadnought in a drop pod with a multi-melter, it can appear behind a vehicle that is worth more than it and kill it in one turn, and that's a fair trade.
Yeah.
So also like points trading.
Yeah, no, that's a good point because there's certain units
like playing chess.
Put in because they won't last long and they're worth a lot of points. Just like, well, I'm not doing that. Well, I wouldn't call that math hammer though. I'll just call that. No, that's a lot of points. I could fit 2 units as opposed to 1 and they last longer.
Oh, but that's all part of it.
Yeah,
it's part of math hammer. It's like, will this unit make its points worth of kills? And if so, how can I use it to make its points back?
Yeah.
And like
a
the
lot
classic
of the time,
second edition Tech Marine.
Yeah, a lot of the time though, if it can't be justified, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to justify an enormously expensive unit that won't kill its own points. Like, I love my Warhounds, but the fucking Warhound Titans, they won't kill their own value unless your opponent has warhounds as well.
Even Land Raider.
This is Redeemer.
Well, there is a certain value in unloading a Land Raider worth of Terminators on someone's scrotum.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, as I said, I mean, like as a distraction unit, it's fantastic. As a transport, it's brilliant. But
Well,
it is an expensive unit, and it probably won't kill 250 points or whatever they're worth these days.
Well,
Then there's another point as I was going to say, there's another point as well from back when I was doing tournaments. The concept of the distraction Carnifex was the term, which was because a Carnifex would absorb more than its points worth of fire by stopping other things getting killed.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's also, will this keep the rest of my army alive?
Yeah.
And is that valuable? And that is also stuff you take into account
Yeah.
if you're math hammering properly.
Yeah, the Land Raider Redeemer is a must-have for me in the 2,000 point army.
'Cause fire.
It's fire. Salamanders. Correct. Playing at 1,000 points, I went, I put it in. I went, oh, shit, that's a quarter of the army. That doesn't make very good sense. So I've taken half of one. Just a couple of guys carrying around the flamers.
And the engine going brrr.
Yeah. Who got the order? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so Math Hammer has got a huge extent from just going, yeah, that's probably not worth it, as opposed to 0.1 more percent I could do damage. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there's definitely some of that.
Yeah, it runs all the way from, well, this is 0.5% more likely to kill the thing it's fighting, so I should take that, not that. And then there's the way I built the army I was going to use on the weekend, which was, which are the most accessible fully painted models I have? That's what's going in the army.
Yeah. Yeah, we've all got armies like that. My Draco over that for a long time. Now I've got a bit more than just I have to play what I own. So now I have to make decisions, and they still fucking.
Oh well, I was just playing what was fully painted,
Yeah.
and was somewhere I knew where it was.
Yeah.
I didn't want to pick units that I have to go digging in the shed for.
That's fair. Anything else you want to know about Math Hammer? For me personally, I can't see myself going to the extremes. My extremes will be, las cannon does do more damage. Yeah, but it's got twin las cannons and it's got more.
Well, we
and
are more of a casual group.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like most of us in this group probably don't lean into that. I only do it if I'm really keen to, and my brain is just needing to do that. And usually I'll warn people if I'm doing that.
So we do have one, I think, is the closest to an active Math Hammer, but not to the extremes that we've been talking about. Yeah, they're very competitive to play against. But not the. I don't think he's got a depth roll. Who knows? Maybe he does. Yeah, maybe he does. I wonder if he's listening to us at the moment. He's overseas. Listen to us. Hi. That's all. I'm rambling now. What else?
Brain.
Yeah. Math Hammer. Good, bad, and different.
Yeah. I mean, as long as it works best when both parties are doing it. If one person's doing it, the other person's a casual. It's kind of not fun.
Yeah.
Usually, possibly only fun for one player. It works best when you know that's what the other person is doing. That's why, when I was looking for someone to play my knights, and I was like, Greg, I'm taking knights. Be aware. I tried to warn you beforehand because I didn't want to show up with a horrible army.
Well, that's why I go with the psyker with this big stick. So
yeah, that's why you had the psyker to deal with all the knights.
Yeah, that's exactly
you
it.
Send out the psyker with the giant testicles out the front.
Yeah. All right. Adam, Mark, anything else you want to add after the testicle comment?
Well, you never know. Look, would I do it probably if I tried to do a tournament again? I would probably do a little bit more calculations than what I did last time I did the tournament. Instead of going, I'm running demons.
God, yeah.
Are you going to run anything? I'm just going to run demons. Don't know what they do. I'm going to run demons. I would probably do a little bit more calculations, but at the end of the day, I have the army. I'm not going to be changing it for X amount. But I would look at the list and go, I will change this list just for X, Y, Z, but not to the point of doing full math hammer. I don't. Yeah, no, I'm not that type of person.
Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really sort of down to who you're playing and the context that you're playing in. You know, like, I mean, if you're in a hardcore tourney, you're having to do a minimal level of that regardless if you want to be competitive in a tournament.
Yeah.
For casual play where you just roll in and you know like you're not going to go full math hammer on some 8-year-old that you've been matched up with casually, like you know it's. But by the same token, there's always going to be a degree of it, even in casual play, because you know like I mean you've all heard about some unit for your army that's doing well currently, and you're like, oh yeah, I might give that a go. And you might not do your whole army, but you might do a unit.
Yeah.
And depending on how broken the rules are at any given moment, that can end in tears, or you know, or still be reasonably fun to play.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see how the meta chase comes into play with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I generally speaking don't bother. I like to make an army that I enjoy using and then use that against everybody, so I'm not trying to figure out who I'm going to be playing and taking things specifically to get them. I'm just like, this is how my brain is vibing right now, so that's what I'm going to use. And maybe within that army that feels right and within the vibe, I might go, I'll give this guy this, you know, the sergeant gets this weapon, you know, these guys get these special weapons. So I might tweak that army a little to make them better at what they're supposed to be doing, but I'm not going to do the whole unit thing.
I think we're all in the same boat that we'll just play with what we want. The rule of cool does play a part. Fluffy list, more our thing, but we do go, oh, maybe we'll just take that gun instead.
And sometimes you look at your list and you go, you know what? This is not an optimal solution, but I just want to put X unit in a game because I haven't done it in years.
Yes, that's right. I ran a Hellbrute. Nobody runs Hellbrutes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Gene stealers.
But yeah. There's, you know, and there's also sometimes you do it in casual play because you feel like it and you want to kind of exercise those brain muscles that you don't usually use. Or like me and Nathan used to play against each other a lot in the lead up to CanCon and stuff to kind of test out different ideas and try and min-max our armies against each other.
Yeah.
I fought his fucking dog bomb so many goddamn times.
He's coming to the tourney, so yeah. I'm intrigued what he'll bring. I'm hoping it's the orcs just because I love the models conversions he's done.
Those orcs are so fucking cool.
Oh, they're so good.
I know he's building. I think he might be taking the size of the Emperor because he was doing a size of the Emperor army this week, and he was talking about how he needed to have it done before the end of the month.
Oh dear.
So he may actually be running a new Space Marine army that he's painted like this month.
Wow, impressive.
Yeah, when he sits down to paint, he can fucking paint real fucking fast because he worked for Games Workshop for 15 years or something.
Yes. Okay, that'd be interesting. Another Space Marine army. That's what we all want to see. You don't want to bring your Ultramarines just to fill in the gap?
But scythes are cool.
Yeah, they are cool. And they got their little preview in their little clip. It's very exciting.
You need to bring the Tyranids to fight the scythes. They're bad at that.
There you go. Alright. I think we've covered Math Hammer in every shape or form. I think we've decided that, if you want to go for it, but it's not for us. And there's always going to be a little element of it, when it comes down to just choosing war gear more than anything. Cool. That was fun. Math Hammer. Who would have thought? Hope everyone enjoyed. Oh, Joker does say Math Hammer has its place. It has its place not in casual gaming. Hardcore Tony player, probably. It has? Yeah, I think that's what he's saying. He's good English from up north in his 40-degree heat. Must have got to him.
He took all our heat.
Yeah.
And that's why he's...
Bastard.
Yeah, like I feel like generally speaking, you don't want to be math hammering in a casual environment unless the other person is
No,
also
I'm
doing it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
A math hammering on the weekend. I'm not. I can do the codex reading and see what's cool, what's I've got left. So, yeah. Cool. All right. As I mentioned at the start of the podcast, there is a link at the moment you can see in chat for the survey for listeners to give us some feedback on what you think of the podcast, what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to hear more of. Do you want to hear us talk more rule-related stuff? That could be a struggle because we don't follow the rules. Mwahaha. But please, if you've got some time, fill it in. Jump on that survey and let us know what you think. We've got thick skin. We won't cry. Well, not with the cameras on anyway. We'll be fine. But it'd be great if you could do that. I think we're going to wrap it up after that because I am going on for a ramble. So it's good night from me. Mark's going to say good night.
Bye, everybody.
Adam's going to say good night.
Good night, everyone.
Oh, I forgot to give you all the socials. Oh my god. Alright. Red Belly on Twitch. Instagram. Adam's got one.
Pronto 40k.
You can find mine, Red Belly Black, on Instagram. You can find, if you're watching this on Twitch, the YouTube channel is the Red Belly Forge. Yep. And if you're watching this on YouTube, the Twitch is Red Belly. Simple, right? What else? Anything else? Oh, there is a game streaming this weekend. Make sure you join in on that one. That'll be on the Saturday. I haven't confirmed the time, so make sure you hit those likes and stuff to get the alarms and alerts, or jump on our Discord and you'll find out there. Have I covered everything?
Think so.
I think so.
Cool.
Sounds
Excellent.
like it.
Done. All right. Michael, please take us away.
Well, the risk we took was calculated, but damn, we're bad at math. But whether or not you can crunch the numbers, you can still join us next month for more Wobbly Player Syndrome.